All right, welcome back to Adventures with the Hat Commander. This is episode 4 of Lacuna. I will try not to talk so much in the opening of this one because I'm sure you really don't care and you're like, oh my gosh, shut up with your opinions on these things. But these things keep me up at night. Literally, I went to bed last night and I just couldn't get over just how stupid some of this stuff is. So we met that girl that was the escort that wanted to go to the university, and she wanted to go to the Gar University because the Savient University's science is different and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what? They have different science? Like it's stupid. It's just stupid. It's idiotic. I mean, like the very concept is like there's no Muslim engineers, there's no Christian engineers, there's no Jewish engineers, there's no any, like, give me a break. Like, there are religious people strewn all throughout the sciences. And like this idea that if you believe in science, that then like religion's right out the door is just idiotic. It's just the stupidest premise. And it keeps me up at night when I play this game. I know, it's stupid. A game should not be keeping me up, and I shouldn't be being bothered so much by this, but I can't help it. When it's dumb, it's dumb. Anyways, gameplay-wise, great. I mean, programmers, interesting concepts. I really dig a game like this, especially, just with less stupid. So let's get on with it. I think some of this is going to be redundant because I think I saved just right before it. Hi, Neil. I just wanted to remind you to check out the Perps boat. The harbor's right on the other side of the train station. Thanks for the reminder. I'll have a look. Take care. All right. Sir, may I ask what you're doing at Matuna Harbor? Don't think I've seen you before. It's the maintenance guy or security guy? Good evening, sir. I'm Neil Conrad, CDI. CDI, holy moly, that's unexpected. My name is Harry Truff. I'm with TSW. Can I help you? Could I take a look around the harbor? I'm looking for a boat that could be important for my case. I'm sorry, but TSW only allows club members and registered guests down at the pier. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What about law enforcement? Right. If you can tell me the ID of a specific boat you're investigating, I'm allowed to let you in. Well, in that case, I'm looking for a boat named Berta. Its ID is 220190. Let me check. Right, that was one docked down at the pier. I'll let you have a look. Please don't touch the other boats. You're the one that makes me want to engage in police brutality. The red herring. The beer here's the best in town. Sweet, let's get a beer on duty, shall we? Excuse me, sir. What does a place in this harbor cost? How much to rent a berth in this harbor? It's $50 a month, $50 for a year. All right, I'll rent a spot for a year then. You? Well, I guess you'll be the type of customer management is looking for these days. I'm not renting the spot for myself. I'll send you the details about the new tenant. That works too, I guess. Man, I dropped $500 on that dude. That's quite generous. Hello? Neil Conrad here. What? Who's this? Neil Conrad, I'm the CDI agent we spoke earlier. I don't know no CDI agent. Oh my gosh, Ed. You asked me to help you with your old spot at the Matuna Harbor. I arranged it. You're good to come back. You what? Look, if you're making fun of me, oh my gosh, he's got Alzheimer's. I'm not. You can return next month. I paid for a year. I'll send you to the contract. Ha, today seems to be my lucky day. Thank you, sir. You heard that, old lady? We're going back. How about in return, you tell me all you know about that guy who stole your friend's boat? Right. I noticed the feller when he started the motor. He cut the rope with a knife like it was butter. And those are big batooty ropes, I tell you, tough as bones. Did you see what the man looked like? I didn't catch a lot of details. He was in a hurry to get away, but when he started speeding away, it fell right off his head. Must have been a hat after all. Could it have been a wig? Yeah, or a wig, whatever it was. He was bald underneath. Are you sure of that? Yep, his head was polished like a bowling ball. Great, thank you. Anything else you remember? No, look, my eyes aren't what they used to be, and neither is my memory, obviously. That's all right. You've been a great help. Have a nice day, Ed. You bet I will. All right, I'm billing that to my agency. You better believe it. Speaking of which, I got to remember my agency owes me $2 for filling my car tires. Never eat at Roy's. All right. Did he say Roy's? Yeah, okay. Oh. Any clues? Nope. Okay. Any clues? Nope. I love boats. We already know he's not the boat anymore. He left earlier, dude. I guess he could have come back, but that would have been preposterous. An open first aid kit. Some untangled bandages lie on top of the other contents. Okay. A pocket laser cutting device. Its cuts leave a blue residue. A sink full of bristly red hair. Looks like our guy shaved his entire beard off. All right. Perfect. So we now know he's bald. He has a cut arm. And he's shaved. I can't turn it in though. All right. All right, so we've got the red herring, first aid kit, pocket laser, floor plan sink. Okay, I'm guessing we got everything open. Interesting. I'm in transit this time. Or maybe I haven't been there before. Mr. Conrad, this is Felicia, the bartender from Sakura Hotel. Your colleague gave me your cell info. Listen, I want to thank you for not telling anyone what I did. You're not going to snitch on me later, are you? I don't know. Maybe now that you're calling me and it'd be annoying. Nothing drives me more crazy than somebody like wanting to know if I'm going to do something when I already said I wasn't. No, you're good. I don't think you knew what you were doing. I didn't know, I promise, thank you. Listen, I remember something that might be helpful. The guest you were after, the Diaz guy, I think he had a bruise on his arm. I saw it when he was on his way to the van. His instrument fell down. He rushed to pick it up, and he suddenly put his hand on his head. I saw a pretty nasty cut between his wrist and elbow. It looked fresh. Thank you for letting me know. Give me a call if you remember anything else. Oh, there's a seat on there. Central Department of Investigation. No news. There is news. Wealth gap keeps increasing. A new study at the for Planetary Equality has concluded that both the wealth and income gaps between GAR's rich and poor has further increased since a similar study was published 5 years ago. The disparity between upper and lower layer citizens in GAR center districts is especially striking. In 1834, ground level inhabitants made an average approximately 20% of the upper's income, which decreased further to a little over 15% last year. Problem is only amplified by an accelerating gentrification process that is making affordable living space increasingly hard to come by parts of the lower layers. Those who can afford to stay are often there by choice rather than necessity. A mix of artists, surveillance skeptics, academics, and other small groups for whom the lower layers are their preferred living space. This is not to say that life for uppers is always easy. The study has also shown that the increasing disparities in CEO pay to worker pay, 400 to 1, average percentage of income that goes to rent, 40%, and other metrics affect virtually all parts of society. Okay, like that was super needful information for me to know. Morning, Conrad. Hey, Neil. Hi, Sato. It's good to see you. This case really has me on edge. Yeah, me too. The chief wanted me to tell you that we invited 2 special guests. They're waiting for you in the conference room upstairs. Who? Why? The CEO of Milex and Dyson Enterprises. They had dinner with Banny right before he was shot. Milex and Dyson, as in probably the biggest mining companies in the world? Honestly, you probably don't even need to say mining for that to be accurate. Holy crud. Wish someone had told me earlier. I'm not exactly prepared for this. Sorry, I just got word from the chief. That reminds me. He always wants to talk to you after you've questioned them. All right, thanks for letting me know. It's weird that they choose to do these different staircases. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm Agent Neil Conrad. Good morning, Mr. Conrad. Abbott Dyson, Dyson Enterprises. Morning, Dan, Kim, Milex. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's get right to the point then. I have a busy day ahead of me. Yes, of course. The 2 of you had dinner with Mr. Banny last night, correct? Yes. And you're aware of what happened after he left? We were just told it's terrible. It's a tragedy. Our upcoming negotiations with Banny were of utmost importance to our relationship with Drovia. Not that you had any real interest in negotiating. What are you implying? I'm not implying anything. I'm saying very clearly that you only stand to gain from this tragedy. With Banny dead, any real hope for Drovian independence goes out the window, which means that we maintain the status quo where you already have all you want. That's preposterous. Was I or was I not at the negotiation table? If everything had been hunky-dory, I would have stayed on Milan. That doesn't change the fact that the only ones who will suffer from this will once again be the Drovian people. Oh, come on, as if you give a darn about the Drovian people. The only aspect of Drovian independence you care about is your prospect of selling trilanium to whoever you want. Okay, your competitors. This is a difficult situation. I get it. I'm mostly interested in last night. Let me think. Did Mr. Banny have any enemies? Anyone who stands to gain from maintaining the status quo, I suppose. Oh yeah, or maybe anyone who is happy that all of Drovia will be really riled up over this. There was no real chance they would have gotten their independence from these negotiations anyway. But maybe now they'll revolt and just take it. Ever thought about that? I don't think much about conspiracy theories, no. Nobody concrete. Maybe someone disgruntled or someone who overtly threatened him? No. But to be fair, veiled threats are much more common in politics anyway. Any veiled threats then? None that I'm aware of. Me neither. I see. Let me think. Did Mr. Banny seem strange last night, maybe on edge or paranoid? No, but I've never met him before, so I wouldn't know what he's normally like. What about you, Mr. Dyson? I knew him quite well. We traveled here from Drovia on the same ship. He behaved normally last night, I would say. I see. Let me think. If you don't mind me asking, why were you at dinner with him in the first place? The mining business is an important pillar of the system-wide economy. We talk to politicians sometimes. So it was a lobbying thing. And was it just the three of you? Just the three of us and our staff. I wouldn't say lobbying necessarily, really more of a social event. Of course, you sometimes talk business at those. I imagine you do. So were there important business things to talk about? We mostly saved those for the trade summit, which I suppose will be cut short now without its protagonist. I see. All right, thank you for your time. Could you give me your contacts? I might need to get back to you in case I have more questions. Why not? Of course. There you go. Why is this place so big? Okay, where's the chief then? Chief is 4th floor, so it's floor 1, 2, 3, 4. I just ran over here. I can't go any further. Can't do anything there. That must be it. The classic chief look. Agent Conrad, good morning. Good morning, Chief. Sato told me you wanted to talk to me. I do. Let's not beat around the bush. Agent Long informed me about your suspicion that a hostile power recently tried to get close to me. Do you have any reliable proof for that? Look, I didn't mean to expose you by telling him about. I didn't criticize your actions. Please answer my question. Found a girl named Lila tied up in her apartment. She works for the Lotus Escort Agency. She's going to meet a man named Liam Campbell 2 days ago. And that's why I thought, I'll save you the headache. Yes, I'm the client. What makes you think a hostile agent was involved? Seems like the woman who paid you a visit wasn't the real escort. She had a procedure done to look very similar to her. She also seems to be in contact with Benny's murderer. We have a recording of their conversation. Seems probable that she tried to take advantage of your connection to the escort agency. I see. Any idea what her objective might be? Did you notice anything suspicious when you met her? Nothing comes to mind. I think that's because he's in cahoots with them. She didn't seem particularly interested in my professional life. Anything go missing since she visited you? It sounds like you already have a suspicion. Out with it. The fake escort talked about some data she stole, I think from you. Is that what the sniper's going to hand over to the George Plaza? Exactly. I don't have any relevant data at home, except on my cell, of course. Maybe she got a chance to access your cell without noticing? I'll talk about that with my superiors. I understand. Look, sir, I can't help but notice that you are dissatisfied with my decision to talk to the Agent Long about your involvement. I was simply following the chain of command. What should I have done instead? Kept it a secret? You could have called me before talking to Agent Long. It's part of the case now anyway. Of course, it will be looked into. I will make sure to assign someone. One more thing, Conrad. You didn't talk to a girl named Sheila Nowak, did you? I did. She wanted to know if you were all right. Might want to give her a call. Is she okay? Yeah, she's fine. Looks like she's finally has all the money she needs to go to university. That's good to hear. We have to focus on the sniper now. The handover is taking place in less than 3 hours. Let's get down to mission briefing. They're waiting for us. How was it talking to those two CEOs? They don't seem to like each other very much. What did you expect? Top mining guys from Drovia and top mining guys from Gara. They're probably mortal enemies. I expected them to be less open about it. You'd think that rich and influential folk would be more reserved. But the truth is, many of them are the most brazen and least classy individuals in the system. Gary, now that we're complete, let's recap what we've found out so far. Our suspect goes by Diaz, but his real name seems to be Boyd. He's still at large. He shot Banny around 1:39 this morning from the top floor of Sakura Hotel, shortly after he was picked up by an unknown accomplice who dropped him off at the lower layers. That's when he switched to a stolen boat as a second getaway vehicle. He docked it at the Matuna Harbor, where his ID was picked up nearby a train station. He then paid a woman called Zora a visit. She seems to be involved in another scheme that might be linked to our case. Earlier this week, she attacked and tied up an escort girl named Lila Clark to temporarily assume her identity. She went to see an important client in her stead and stole some data from him. The sniper convinced her to give him the stick containing that data. He will pass it on to an unknown third party at Joris Plaza at 8:30. Our plan is to intervene and catch the sniper and his associates red-handed. We are going to place plainclothes agents in cafes and snipers on the rooftops. The operation will be overseen by Agent Kumar, head of the response team. Connor and I will be watching from the sidelines, ready to go if needed. George Plaza is a popular place with lots of breakfast joints. It will be swarming with people. We have to be very careful not to endanger any civilians. Questions? How will we identify the sniper? Conrad has been collecting data on what he looks like. We have to rely on that. Do we have any details on the woman the sniper visited? Not really. She was surprised to see our perp. Seems like the meeting wasn't part of their original plan. We're not sure if he lied to her to get the stick. If so, it's possible that he's not planning on taking it to the handover at all. All right then, Connor, go ahead and submit your sheet and what the sniper looks like. Take your time to go over all the logs and evidence again. We only have one chance to get this right. All right, so he is bald, cut arm, shaved. I'm like 10% sure that that's it. But let's just double check. And we got what we need here. Yeah, we're going to go with it. I'm going to wing it. I got the sheet from Conrad, forwarding it to Agent Kumar now. Let's get ready. Saving. All right, I'm going to call this a good spot. Another short session. Man, life is life. All right. Thanks for watching another episode of Lacuna. and I hope you have a good one.